There ain't nothing cooler than cruising down Route 66 with your baby. There ain't nothing sweeter than revving that old 57 again. Baby, it's so boss to see pompadours and poodle skirts as you roll by. There ain't nothing cooler than cruising down old 66 once again. Bass.
Route 66, also known as the Mother Road, runs from Chicago, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, and ending in Santa Monica, California. Route 66 served as a major path for those who migrated west, and with an increase in tourism, it supported the economies, the communities through which it passed. The construction of Interstate 40, however, changed the course of transportation that led to the death of the communities that were now bypassed. In an effort to keep Route 66 alive, each year cities along the Mother Road celebrate it by hosting the International Route 66 Festival. In the video, we will be visiting Kingman, Arizona, one of the cities which hosted the 2014 International Route 66 Festival. So come join us as we check out the local entertainment, museums, art, vendors, and car shows. Our first stop was the Kingman Powerhouse Visitor Center and Museum. Over 100,000 tourists from around the world visit the Powerhouse every year. This is a great place to get information on the many things to do and see in and around the Kingman area. Here we meet with Bob Bose Bell, also known as the Route 66 Kid. He is an author of several published books and an accomplished artist. Bob was at the festival to display his art and to do a book signing of his new book.
Hi, we're here at the Route 66 Powerhouse Festival, and I'm with
Bob Bose Bell, executive editor of True West Magazine.
Okay, Bob, let me know a little bit about this. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm here because I wrote a love letter to my hometown and my father, and it's called The 66 Kid. And it's about growing up on Route 66 and the crazy people I met doing that.
Love letter for the town itself?
Yeah, because the town hates me, and I thought, well, the only way you're going to combat that is with love. And I thought, I want to send a little love letter of what it was like to grow up in the 50s and 60s, which is really the classic era. My father had a gas station, Al Bell's Flying A. I iced jugs for free. I got my whole education. Everything I learned about history or was inspired by was because of Route 66. And I thought when I turned 66, I might as well return the favor. So I'm 66 years old. I had a heart attack playing Wipeout on the drums at the Elks, and I thought, well, I think it's time to do a book.
That's pretty interesting. I have to ask you, what is iced jugs?
In the old days, before AC in cars, everybody had to carry a jug. And it was a jug, and they were a thermos, and they were all kinds of jugs that were available. And it's in the show. If you come to the Powerhouse, you can see an actual artifact of an actual jug. And so people would come into the service station. It's hot, it's 110 degrees out, and there's no AC in the car. And so they'd get out, and I would come out with my Little League cap on and say, do you have any jugs you'd like iced? And they always did. And so I would go into the lube room, put ice in there and water, and bring it out, and hold my hand out for a tip. And I made $15 one summer and bought the biographical album of Western Gunfighters and never looked back.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. So you have a book, and is there anything that we should know about it right now before we read it?
The book was a lifelong labor that I've always wanted to do. It just came out. It came out in September of 2014. And it came out in conjunction. It premiered here at the Powerhouse in Kingman, Arizona on August 14th because I wanted to premiere it on Route 66 in the town that I grew up on. And so then we also did a video and we did a song. And I got the legendary bluesman Hans Olsen, who recorded the 66 Kid. It's a rockin' tune. It rips, and you can check it out on YouTube.
That's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for everything.
Next, we headed over to the Electric Car Vehicle Museum. Also located in the powerhouse, there's a wide range of vehicles displayed here from 1909 to present. Here we talked with the members of the historic Electric Vehicle Foundation who put this all together.
I'm here with,
Roderick Wild,
and you are?
the Executive Director of the Historic Electric Vehicle Foundation.
And you are?
Plasma Boy.
Plasma Boy.
That's who I am.
Okay. Anybody got anything else to say?
You have another name?
I do have another name, John Wayland.
And you are?
I am the marketing director for the same
You remember
organization.
that.
I did look because he told me a while ago.
Okay. He looked it up.
And I'm Bob Oldfather, and I'm the archivist.
Okay, awesome. And what does an archivist do?
There's tons of old advertising, blueprints, and things like that, information about these cars, and I'm the one that's supposedly going to organize it all.
Okay. And I have to ask you, why the blue beard?
Just for fun. Just for fun.
Okay, we're doing that for fun. Okay, great. Who wants to start first as far as some of the history of this? We're at the Electric Cars show.
Yeah.
And
A
how...
long time ago in another galaxy, there was this thing going on in the Pacific Northwest of who had the fastest, badass electric car, back when nobody thought electric cars could be fast. So I was in Oregon and he was in Washington. I heard about this hippie dude with a ponytail that was going to come, kick my butt with this electric car. And we were having this little funky drag race in Portland. And the Electric Vehicle Association thought it was a great idea to show people how fast our electric cars were, but the fastest electric car went like 30 miles an hour. So I decided to make this car. And then I heard about him, and I thought, well, I can beat him. There was some guy with a Mazda up in Washington. So we had this little race in Portland, and they didn't even have it at a racetrack because they didn't expect us to go fast. So, these cars are wheezing along, and I bring this thing out, and I'm smoking the tires, I'm going sideways, and women or children are running for cover, and they're all screaming and yelling, and I won the event. Of course, Roderick got there late, and he shows up, and I've heard about this guy, and he gets out, and he's kind of a freaky looking dude, and he's looking at me, kind of giving me a bad look, and he unloads his little red RX-7 Mazda electric and proceeds to do about a 150-foot wheel stand with the tires on fire. And I looked at him, I went, uh-oh, this guy's serious. And we wanted to hate each other for a while. So we... no, yes, you did. No, you didn't like me. Anyhow, so a year or two later, a few years later, actually, we went down, we heard about...
rivalry.
Yeah, well, we heard about a race in Phoenix, and it was like mostly cars going around in circles and around this track. But we heard that as part of the fun of the event, that on Friday and Saturday night that you could drag race your electric car. So we went, oh boy! So we both decided to go down and crash the party. And so we did, and we went down there and we smoked our tires and went sideways, and Roderick beat the guys from GM with their EV1, and nobody knew what to do with us, so we kind of decided to be friends, and we went and had some pizza and beer. Beer always makes things better. Yeah. And we decided we had to have our own organization, and we kind of laughed, and we still don't know who came up with it first, but I'll take credit for it. And we came up with the idea of the National Electric Drag Racing Association, and there was just two of us, and so that was the beginning. And that's actually a thriving organization now.
Several other people there too involved in the very beginning of it. I guess you could say we were
so now,
principals.
fast forward, this man comes into the scene and decides that he wants to kind of get the spark going again. Tell him what you did. And this, I've got the shirt on too.
I decided that I wanted to have the largest electric drag race anywhere, and we did it in Tucson,
Now, why Tucson?
Tucson is where I used to live, and I have a chain of stores based out of there. And in fact, our stores were the first ones to do free electric car charging anywhere in the state. And it was just something that I thought as a business I should do because I believed in electric cars. And so we had this big drag race, and we all met, and I got to race the race car. Got within a quarter of a second of the world record. Thank you very much. And then we started talking that you can't find this information anywhere. You got to look this place and that place. In Google, you get 100 results, and this guy's got a little bit, and this guy's a little bit, and there's one car over here and one car over there. And Roderick, who is the dreamer of the organization, said, let's make an electric museum, a real world-class, full-scale museum that's based about electric cars.
We were thinking at first to make it all about electric racing vehicles because that's kind of what's in our blood, but we realized there's so much more to it because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't what came before us. And so this foundation is about all kinds of electric.
That was my next question. The history of electric cars way back. I mean, 1950s, before that?
Oh, 1800s.
Really?
Twice as many.
Yeah, go, please.
Twice as many electric cars registered in the United States as gasoline cars at the turn of the century. There was charging stations in New York and Chicago and major city.
Political thing.
Taxis. No, actually, what was the death of the electric car?
Ding, ding,
part
ding.
of it
Joseph Kettering,
was
Cadillac division. Go ahead.
well, part of was the starter motor.
Yep.
That's
Electric
it.
starter motor.
Yeah.
Developed for
They took
Cadillac.
the same motor that the electric car was running on and used it to start the gasoline car. You see, the problem with the gasoline car, the reason women preferred electric cars is because you didn't have to get out there in the mud and crank the thing or get hurt. There's stories about people getting badly hurt with it.
People, in their dresses. You sometimes wear dresses.
No, I don't.
Okay.
You just wish.
Okay, so go ahead and show us this car, and then take us kind of on a tour down to the other ones.
Well, this is the world's quickest accelerating street legal electric car according to the NEDRA racing classes that it races in. It does 0 to 60 in 1.8 seconds, runs a quarter mile in 10.2 seconds at 123 miles an hour.
And how is that done?
With a lot of juice. I get asked by people who are familiar with gas cars, they go, what kind of engine do you have? And we actually call them the motor. And I tell people that they really should look and see what's in the trunk first. So let's go back there. This is our tank. This is the lithium-ion battery pack. It's a lithium polymer battery. This car is primarily focused on acceleration and fun and power, but it also has 100 miles of realistic street range. So I actually have a little bit more range than a Nissan Leaf, but I can out-accelerate a supercharged Corvette with it.
So for us, the whole point of all of this is to show people that it's a real technology. It's an old technology. It's not something new and untried and uninteresting. This is to let you know, look what was there, and look how we used to do these things. And also for those that like to tinker, which this Route 66 is all about, people that want to tinker, you can take an old Volkswagen, an old T-Bucket or something, and you can make it electric yourself easily. It's not like you have to build a motor and send it out to have it machined and fill it with oil and have a gas tank that's safe. No, you just stick in a motor and stick in some batteries, and you can go down the road. And then you can say, oh, I think I'll put in a better controller and a better... But kids can play with it, and there's a lot of that going on in schools, the solar racer. And all right, let's build an electric car. You can. And have it be fast and safe and efficient. And that's kind of what this is all about. And in the future, I think we'll sponsor some of that
I
stuff.
appreciate this. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Upon leaving the Powerhouse Visitor Center, we had to stop in Memory Lane gift shop and look around. Our next stop was the Kingman Railroad Museum. This museum is located in the Kingman's iconic train depot and is 100% volunteer operated by the Whistle Stop Railroad Club. The museum houses artifacts from retired Santa Fe Railroad employees and train displays, including a Lionel layout with pieces from the 1940s to the 1960s. The depot is Kingman's third. The railroad depot first started as a boxcar. Both were destroyed by fire, most likely resulting from the embers of a passing train. The third and current train depot was constructed and poured concrete in 1907. It was restored by the City of Kingman in 2010 and 11 and has become a fantastic location for viewing trains.
Okay, I'm at the Kingman, Arizona Railroad Museum, and I'm with...
Dave Bacon.
What do you do, Dave?
What do I do? I am the past president of this Whistle Stop Railroad Club, and we are the ones that opened up this museum in 2012, and we've been going strong ever since.
Tell us a little bit, are trains still coming through here as far as tourism? People stopping, or is it just straight on through now?
Two Amtrak trains, both come in late at night, and mostly just for people that are traveling, and tourists also. Yeah, that's the only passenger trains we have. There's 80 to 100 freight trains that go through every day, and so it keeps pretty busy.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. you are.
Oh, my name is Mark, and
Mine too.
there. All right, cool people. This is our Lionel layout. It's O gauge. We made this for the kids. You notice there's no plexiglass, and there's nothing in the way, and people can lean in, look in, take pictures. You see how the kids are there? They're just all excited and in it. We have a lot of noise. It's real busy.
Now,
Here-
what's the history of this place? As far as how long ago did I know 2012 you opened up as a museum?
They let us in 2012,
Okay.
and the people just went to work. We built all these layouts. Everybody dug in their closets and family heirlooms and collections and brought all their railroad stuff in, and we just built this on our own, just from the people here in the community.
Okay, I'm with Mr. Conductor here, and your name is?
Art Diaz. I'm the founder of this place.
You're the founder.
Yes, I had it all put together for the kids. And us big kids also.
Well, that's what he was telling me, the guy before you. He was telling us how it's a big toy store here for you.
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think what I'm saying about all the volunteers you got here, good job, well done.
Yeah, yeah.
And the kids appreciate it, and their little eyes get like marbles when they watch the trains.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, what's the history on this as far as anything else that you might be able to add?
Well, I worked for Santa Fe 36 years, and my people have 250 years of railroading. So when I got out of the Marine Corps, I went to work for the railroad.
Well, thanks for serving our country, by the way.
Yeah.
Now, you said you worked for the railroad for how many years?
36.
36. Okay.
And I was in Pearl Harbor in 1941. I'll be 90 years old in October.
Wow, congratulations.
I've been blessed.
Yes, you have.
So
All right.
I thank the Lord for that. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thanks
God
for coming.
bless all of you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
If you want to see me, I'll take care of it.
You are?
I'm Donald O'Neill. I'm one of the members here. I've been a member for over a year now, and I enjoy doing this. It's a hobby that we always like, and so I like to expand, like my childhood dreams of being something like this. I never built trains as a young kid. I played with them. I hanged around the railroad yards, but I never got the shot. But every kid has their hobby. This is ours, so we all participate.
And this is a whole different scale.
Yes. My friend Curly, who just left, he's one who built this, him and Fritz. And these are all the switches right here for the different, you can turn any switch on while this is running, and you can have any train stop and start how you want. A while ago, he was running two of these at the same time. He's a little more experienced on this. And of course, if you look back here, you can see all the wiring that goes into this. This is all the control panel that goes under, a lot more under there. He just did this layout right here. He wants to add more houses here. As you can see, he pulled that.
Yeah.
We had a little window right here, as you see, but we took that out, so it makes it accessible to work on the trains. And of course, here's a lot of the control panels that you run the train. We have a train simulator here. It can make all different sounds, noise. And it can tell you all aboard all the things you would hear on the train. Real quickly, this is like a little town right here. You have your little schoolhouse here, but you also have your cemetery. When I grew up, we used to have mail trucks that used to look like this. This is the old-time mail trucks that we use. And as you can see, they also have little camps right here, little work sites for the workers to stay there. You work time on end and stuff. Like I say, as you can see, the train goes through here. We try and simulate the speed of going through as you would see a real city. As you can see, you see the little carnival here. Over there you see like a Tasty Free Sands or maybe a Dairy Queen. And you have the little shooting galleries out there. And I want to show you something real quick. This is called Use Your Imagination. This is an old-time matchbox. Fill the weight on this and fill this. This is plastic. This is like when I grew up. Because we couldn't find any, so we used what we could.
That's heavy. That's old metal.
It is to scale. So you can sit there and you literally put that there. Who's going to know the difference, right?
After a quick break for lunch, it was time to check out some of the many car shows and festivals had to offer. What is a Route 66 festival without classic cars? Amongst the oldest models displayed was some new ones, one of which was the Tesla Model S. The Tesla is a high-performance electric vehicle able to hit 60 miles per hour in just 5.4 seconds. We got to take a ride and found out more about it.
So the feature of the car, everything's controlled by this 17-inch monitor. So if you want to have navigation and see where all the charge stations are in the United States, you can zoom in and zoom out. So all the controls are done by the steering wheel here. So you can adjust the air conditioning from the steering wheel and rebooting it, just like a laptop. You can reboot the car just like a laptop. And everything's controlled by the 17-inch monitor or the steering wheel, so you can change your music, you can answer the phone, and you can adjust the menu to fit your needs. So here are the charge stations coming in now, and you'll be able to see all the different ones that are throughout the United States. This is the one in Kingman right here. So you got Kingman right here. And we'll zoom way out so you'll be able to see all the different charge stations.
Wow.
And they'll all start coming in here in a second. Here they come. So there's all the red. So these are all the superchargers in the United States.
That's a lot.
So there they all are. So you can travel now from Northern California down the coast, in through Arizona, up through the upper states, into Michigan, Ohio, down the east coast of Florida and back. And all these charge stations take anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour to charge, and you can go an additional 250 miles. So these charge stations are positioned every 150 miles right now. So you pull up to the charge station, you plug your car in. Most of them are at restaurants and hotels. You charge for 20 minutes to an hour, get back in your car, and you have an additional 250 miles to travel to the next charge station. So it's real convenient. You can navigate by just pushing a button. It'll navigate you to that exact charge station, and it's all voice activated, so it'll guide you. It'll even show you the traffic as you're driving, and it's just everything is controlled by the monitor. You've got the internet here, so if you want the internet while it's charging, if you want to read the internet, you can expand the screen, watch the internet. It's got a rear camera, so you can see who's coming up from behind. And it's got media. It's got over 18,000 live songs, all tied to 3G. So the car comes with 3G. There's no extra service for that. And you can pick any song on the network and listen to any song.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And what's this car again?
This is called a Tesla Model S. Came out in 2012. It was Car of the Year in 2012. And it received a highest rating 5-star crash test last year with the National Highway Transportation Administration. And then it also received 99 out of 100 points with Consumer Reports. So technically, this is one of the safest cars on the road right now.
Awesome.
And and it's very fast. It goes approximately 135 miles an hour and 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds.
There was a lot to see and do at this 4-day festival. With community-supported events such as this, and the people and organizations dedicated to preserving the historic landmarks and revitalizing the economies of the communities along the Mother Road, Route 66 has always been America's top travel destination.
There ain't nothing cooler than cruising down Route 66 with your baby. There ain't nothing sweeter than revving that old 57 again. Baby, it's so boss to see pompadours and poodle skirts as you roll by. There ain't nothing cooler than cruising down old 66 once again. Bass.